Hi, Miss Womack, and now we're going to talk a little bit about where are these angles used. Well, navigational systems, they do use them, and they're standard in degrees, minutes, and seconds. So let's kind of understand what they would look like. This is our abbreviation. And just like you have feet and then inches, notice the little marks that you have. This is for degree, which that's a pretty standard idea with the degree mark, that zero towards that's raised like a power. That's going to be like our degree. This mark right here, like in feet, feet are larger. That stands for minutes. And then the last one, we have the double one, just like with inches. Those are going to be our seconds. And of course, there's 60 seconds are in 1 minute, and there's 60 minutes in 1 degree. So it's kind of like time a little bit. So here we have an example. There's 123 degrees, 45 minutes, and 43 seconds. Now, it's talking about the need to possibly have that into a calculator or into a decimal form. So we need to talk a little bit about converting between the minutes and seconds and then into a decimal format. So let's look at that for just a minute. It's pretty easy. Since we talked about the 60 and the 60, what you're going to do is actually, if you have a decimal, then you can take the degrees, you're going to add the minutes divided by 60 seconds, and then divide the seconds by 360. And where did 360 come from? Well, it's 60 times 60. That's where it came from. Because there's 60 seconds in a minute, and there's 60 minutes in a degree. It'll come to you. You just got to take a little time with it. So here we have our example. What I do like is this part's easy, right? 123. So really, the only figuring you have is this one. Again, it's like part of an hour. Just think of it that way. It's about 45 minutes of an hour, which kind of makes sense. It's about like 0.75, sort of like. So, I bet you're wondering, how did you come up with a 6.2? Well, that's the seconds, because we have 43 seconds. And when we divide that by 360, then we actually get the exact measurement. So you have to be kind of careful on this one to make sure that you're converting correctly. However, we do have an angle button, and we will actually use this. It's kind of a mystery to find the seconds, but you can actually punch a few buttons on the calculator and have the conversions go into decimal format for you. So we've talked about converting converting the degrees into the decimal, or the DMS to decimal. Now let's talk about going the other way. Well, if we in fact divided by 60 degrees and 360 on this side, then we're actually just going to multiply to go back where we started from. So let's look at this one. And I'll just kind of jump down to this one. So we're going to take this 235.567 and convert that. First off, the 235 just came straight down. But then we are going to actually take the whole decimal, 567, and multiply it times 60, and you will get 34.02. We're going to ignore the 0.02 and just bring the 34 down. We will then take the 0.02 and multiply it by 60 to find our seconds, which would be 1.2 seconds. And there we have our conversion. So, again, here's a guided practice we're going to be doing inside class. We'll give it a whirl. The easy part, of course, 120 right here. And that's going to be 120 point, or we did actually say we was going to go ahead and add. So I'll use it as a fraction. So it'll be like 55 over 60 plus 25 over 360. And 3,600. I keep saying that. Sorry about that. And we'll repeat those steps. And that's going to be our direction to the east. And then we'll do the reverse of that over here. We know that it's going to be 77 degrees already, but we'll take 0.745 and we're going to multiply that times 60 to give us our minutes, mm. And then we'll take that answer and multiply it times 60 again to get our seconds. Now here's a few that I want you to do on your own, converting the following into degrees, minutes, and seconds. We'll be working on those in class. If you want to get a heads up, go ahead and get those started. And here's a couple more that's going to be converting the degrees into decimal format. Good luck.